Good afternoon, everyone. This is Matt over at MilestoneCapitalGrowthPortfolio.com. Well, now that we have another day in the books after the Fed decided to raise the rates, it seems that that wasn't the brightest idea. Um, or it was, and it's going to do some damage to the market. And I'm going to explain that to you in just a second. Also, manufacturing was absolutely horrible today. Anyway, let's take a look at SPY here before we look at a couple other things. And I'm just going to do a little more detail than I normally would and look at some different time frames, so you can get a good look at exactly what I'm seeing and what I've been seeing for quite some time, but it's just a matter of time. So we couldn't get over this today, and we just started selling off. We got a first gap here at 202.99, and then 195, and then we have another one down here at 188. There are many more lower, and I think we're going to get them all. But for now, I think tomorrow we should probably get to the 203 area, maybe even poke our head underneath that. I'll use our trend line that we have going right here. The 195 could be by the end of the year anyway, but we should get this area right here, the 197, maybe by next week in that area. We'll have to see what happens, but yeah, then not good today. Broke the 50, broke the 200, broke the middle Bollinger Band on the daily. So let's move it up in a couple of time frames here. We're going to move it up to the weekly first, and gradually get a little bit higher. We failed the 50 here. We couldn't make these new highs, so she started drifting back again. Came in pretty good selling today, dropped all that. If we break the middle Bollinger Band tomorrow at 203, little 202.87, somewhere in that area. That's going to be the middle Bollinger Band on the weekly, so prepare for a much bigger move to the downside. You could see a stow is starting to cross too. So it's bad news, bad news. The charts are looking great well, depending on how you're looking at it. My plan is for the downside, so for next year. So I've been positioned and all ready for it. We're going to have some support in this area over here. Of course, we're going to bounce off this stuff and go up and down, go up and down. But I'm giving you a general idea of what I'm looking at for the long term. But you've tried multiple times to make new highs, okay, and it just won't even get there. It's broken. It's just that simple. So on our weekly here, you're going to have some support right here. You're going to have some support at the 100-day. You're going to have some support at the 203. So we'll have to see what happens tomorrow. PMI numbers in the morning, and it could get weekly. All right. So now let's look at some fun here. Okay. So on the monthly here, we have this trend line in place right now. Okay. And we had a good move. It was a great move, but actually we failed. So you can see the Bollinger Band starting to round and turn to the downside here. By failing this and not making new highs at any one of these points, it's getting very, very bearish. Your middle Bollinger Band on the monthly is also sitting around 203. So if that snaps, you get the 195. And then we do have that gap at 188, which is sitting right here at the lower Bollinger Band for the monthly. I do believe that we are going to close this month out at 188. That is my bold prediction. Okay, I do think we're going to get to the 188. I think there's going to be some epic selling. I don't think there's going to be a Christmas rally this year. I'm going to move it up a little bit more here to take a look at a quarterly, so you could take a look at something. You had the triple top here on your quarterlies. They did try. Actually, they didn't even reach it this time. The 211, and it's just been selling off ever since. Okay, so you got a triple top basically in place right now, with a failed break to the upside. RSI sitting here at 69. You can see your stow is slowly starting to move down. Now, you have this is quarterly, so you have support here. Okay, and when that comes in, that's going to be right about, well, we'll finish this quarter out wherever we finish this quarter. We'll finish the quarter out right on this trend line would be about 188, somewhere in that area, or 87, somewhere in that area. So, and this would be an epic yucky candle if that takes place. Okay, and when I say yucky candle, I mean yucky. That means it's going to be red, and all you have to do is snap this one line, and we're immediately coming down to this 170. Okay, starting in January. All right, that's my prediction. Everything's coming into play. So by March, we could probably see the 170 area. And I'm going to show you just to get inside the Bollinger Band, inside the Bollinger Band here on the monthly. It's pretty important that you take note of, this price right here, because it's not even. I'm sorry, the yearly. 200 will bring us inside the Bollinger Band. Okay, so I'm looking at anywhere in this area for the rest of the year here, and you know what's going to happen once we get a nice candle right here. When this body of this candle settles down right here, somewhere in this area on June, you know what kind of candle that is. That means we're going to get some epic candles to the downside, okay? So I'm just forewarning everybody. That's my thought process. Relative strength index is a 74. We've had a beautiful run to the upside. People have made a lot of money, but I think exhaustion has taken place. We have a 2-year high now, and it's just that simple. The 2-year high is sitting right here, and it has not broken it. So you got your double top on the 2-year, and they milked it all this year. They milked the clock, and they tried pushing it higher. It did not go any higher. So understand we are going to close the year out red, and typically the next candle on the year is going to be red. Anywhere from 60 to 100 is where we should end up in September for the SPY. We'll have to see what happens. Normally you can get a nice candle like this, but we'll let you know on that. So join us. We're going to make money on the VIX and all these other ones, and have a blast with this. But that's my take on the SPY for the upcoming year and the end into this year. We will see how I do. One never knows until it takes place. But there's really nothing spectacular to happen. All the data is really out there. I mean, we raised the rates. That's it. There's nothing big, nothing spectacular coming from the Feds anymore. So here it is. It's perfect time to just sell. We have the tax sales that end tomorrow, I believe. So plus quad witching. So it should be a very interesting day tomorrow. You can join us in live chat to have some fun with that. I want to take a look at another one here, Apple, real quick, because Apple has been, I thought she was going to power forward, played a little bit of the upside here, and I thought it was going to, this candle is an epic candle for more upside, but this thing just fails every time. Got to 212.40 and then just died. Reversed into puts, riding the puts to the downside. If you look at the weekly here, we're going to end the week, maybe down here at the lower Bollinger Band, or at the 100-day moving average, which is 107.05, maybe push down to 106, somewhere in that area. Plenty of room for this to head south on the weekly. You look at the monthly, you can see it's just an absolute mess. It destroyed the middle Bollinger Band on the monthly. There's no way it's going to regain this middle Bollinger Band up at 113.04. It actually tried. Well, I can't say no way, but there's always a shot, I guess. But as of right now, the technicals are looking like this thing is going to finish to the downside pretty aggressively. You get some support down here at 100, and a little bit, if you look on the daily, you get some other support there. But understand what kind of candle that we're forming on the monthly here. This is a doji, or an inverted golf club, as we would like to say. And anyway, it's just a joke for my members. When this thing shows a candle like that, you know what's going to happen. Middle Bollinger Band on the quarterly is coming down here at 83, and I don't want to call it out and say it. I don't know if it's going to happen or not, but there is potential for this to get anywhere from $40 to $60 next year. Relative strength index is still at 66, getting ready to turn down. It could be really ugly. I don't know if you have seen the yearly on this yet, but now you are about to, and it's going to, you'll understand why I'm saying 40 to 60. So hold on to your hat, okay? This is some good stuff here. Relative strength index is at 88. You're forming a candle here that is absolutely epic. You've been outside the Bollinger Band and just skyrocketing for many years, and it looks like everything is coming to a head now at this point. So there is potential for this to come down to the middle Bollinger Band, and that's why I'm calling for the 30 to 60 on an aggressive downside for next year. But you could pretty much kiss Apple goodbye. Even to get inside the Bollinger Band, we still have to get down to a 102. in that area, and your stove has to reset. So, Apple's had a beautiful run. It's just time for a break. That's all there is to it. We have many, many stocks that are all set up for next year. If you're not a member, become a member. You really should. It's going to be a great time. All right, this is Matt over at MilestoneCapitalGrowthPortfolio.com. Have yourself a fantastic night.